In the heart of the bustling village of Adaku, where traditions and whispers intertwined, lived a woman named Abeni. She was a widow, but unlike many, Abeni had amassed wealth through hard work and shrewd business acumen. Her late husband, Olu, had left her with substantial assets, and she had grown their fortune tenfold. Abeni was well respected in Adaku, not just for her wealth, but for her generosity. She funded the village school, helped the sick, and employed many villagers in her enterprises. Despite her kindness, she sensed a growing tension around her. It was as if the more she gave, the more people desired from her. Among those closest to her, she felt the sting of greed and betrayal. One night, Abeni overheard a conversation between her most trusted advisor, Ade, and her nephew, Duro. "She won't be around forever," Duro had said. "We must ensure we get our share before she leaves this world." The words struck Abeni like a dagger. She had raised Duro as her own after his parents died, and Ade had been by her side since her husband's death. The betrayal was deep, and she knew she had to act swiftly and cunningly. Abeni concocted a plan. She would fake her death and observe who truly mourned her and who scrambled for her wealth. It was a drastic measure, but she needed to unearth the truth. One moonless night, Abeni prepared a potent concoction of herbs, known only to the wise elders, that would put her in a deep, death-like sleep. She trusted her loyal maid, Efe, to assist her. Efe had been with her for years and had proven her loyalty time and again. "Are you sure about this, Abeni?" Efe asked, her voice trembling. "I have no choice, Efe. This is the only way to see who I can trust," Abeni replied, her resolve unshaken. The next morning, the village was in an uproar. Abeni's lifeless body was discovered in her bed. The elders were summoned, and after examining her, they declared her dead. The village mourned, but even in mourning, Abeni's sharp ears, through Efe, caught the whispers of greed and ambition. The funeral was grand, as befit a woman of Abeni's stature. People came from far and wide to pay their respects. But as the days passed, Abeni's estate became the center of intrigue. Ade and Duro were at the forefront, pushing for the will to be read and assets distributed. "She wanted us to have our share," Duro insisted. "We must ensure her wishes are respected." Efe, playing her part, delayed the proceedings, citing traditions and the need to honor Abeni's memory properly. This bought Abeni time to watch and plan her next move. Abeni's heart ached as she witnessed the cold calculations of those she had trusted. Ade began transferring money from her accounts, and Duro started selling her properties. The betrayal was deeper than she had imagined. But in the midst of this, Abeni noticed something else. Unexpected allies. Kwame, a young man she had helped through school, began questioning the transactions. He was now a lawyer and felt something was amiss. He spoke to Efe, who hinted that Abeni's death might not be as it seemed. "Keep digging, Kwame," Efe urged. "The truth must come to light." Kwame's investigation uncovered discrepancies and forged documents. He confronted Ade and Duro, who dismissed him, but their unease was palpable. Kwame's persistence was a ray of hope in Abeni's dark world. As the tension in Adaku grew, Abeni knew it was time to reveal herself. The village gathered for a ceremony to honor her, and at the height of the event, Efe made her move. "My people," Efe began, her voice steady, "there is something you all must know." Before she could continue, a commotion erupted. Abeni, dressed in white, stepped forward, her presence commanding silence. Gasps and whispers filled the air as she stood before them, very much alive. "I am not dead," Abeni declared. "I faked my death to uncover the truth." The shock was evident on Ade and Duro's faces. They tried to protest, but Abeni silenced them with a raise of her hand. "I have seen your true colors," she said, her voice filled with sorrow and strength. Kwame has uncovered your treachery. You will face justice. 8 and Duro were taken away, their fate now in the hands of the village elders. Abeni turned to Kwame, gratitude shining in her eyes. You saved me, she said. No, Abeni, Kwame replied, you saved yourself. I only helped. The village of Adaku had learned a valuable lesson about trust, loyalty, and the consequences of greed. Abeni, though hurt by the betrayal, emerged stronger and more vigilant. She vowed to protect her wealth and legacy with even greater care, knowing now who her true friends were. As the days turned to weeks, life in Adaku returned to normal, but Abeni knew this was just the beginning. She had uncovered one plot, but there were others lurking in the shadows. Her journey to uncover the full extent of the betrayal was far from over. With Kwame and Efe by her side, Abeni prepared for the next chapter of her life, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The wealthy widow of Adaku had proven she was not easily defeated, and her story was far from finished. The village of Adaku buzzed with the revelation of Abeni's survival and the unmasking of the treacherous 8 and Duro. For Abeni, the sense of betrayal still burned deeply, but she was determined to rebuild her life and secure her legacy. Kwame and Efe remained her closest confidants. Their loyalty had proven unshakable, and Abeni knew she could trust them implicitly. She called a meeting with them in her home, where they could discuss their next steps without prying ears. Kwame, Efe, I am grateful for your support, Abeni began. But I fear there may be others who harbor ill intentions. We must be vigilant. Kwame nodded. We need to review all your business dealings and associates. Anyone with a motive must be scrutinized. Efe added, we should also look into the origins of 8 and Duro's plots. They couldn't have done this alone. There may be a larger conspiracy. Abeni agreed. Let's start by going through the records. We need to identify any unusual transactions or suspicious behavior. Over the next few weeks, they delved deep into Abeni's affairs. Kwame used his legal expertise to trace financial transactions, while Efe kept an eye on the household staff and visitors. They discovered a series of transactions that led to a shadowy figure known only as Olowo. Who is this Olowo? Abeni asked, perplexed. I've never heard of him. Kwame explained, Olowo seems to be a powerful figure in the underworld. He deals in everything from illegal trades to orchestrating high-level betrayals. If 8 and Duro were working with him, it means there's a larger network at play. Abeni felt a chill run down her spine. We need to find him and understand his motives. If he's targeting me, there could be others in danger too. Kwame and Efe agreed. They decided to approach the village elders for assistance. Abeni's standing in the community meant the elders would take her concerns seriously. The elders convened a secret meeting, where Abeni, Kwame, and Efe presented their findings. Elder Jide, a wise and respected leader, spoke first. Abeni, your courage and wisdom have always been a beacon for this village, he said. If this Olowo is as dangerous as you say, we must act swiftly. We will support you in uncovering the truth. The elders mobilized a trusted group of villagers to investigate Olowo. Their efforts led them to a nearby town, where Olowo was rumored to operate. Abeni, Kwame, and Efe traveled there, determined to confront this mysterious figure. In the town, they followed leads and gathered information. Their inquiries led them to a bustling market, where a discreet contact named Tunda agreed to meet them. Tunda, Kwame greeted him, we need your help to find Olowo. He's threatened Abeni's life and may be planning more harm. Tunda eyed them warily. Olowo is dangerous. People who cross him usually disappear. But I've heard whispers about his next move. He's planning something big. Something that involves more than just Adaku. Abeni felt a knot of fear tighten in her stomach. What is he planning? Tunda hesitated before speaking. He's looking to take control of several villages, using blackmail and intimidation. If you want to stop him, you'll need to gather allies and act quickly. The gravity of the situation hit them. This was no longer just about Abeni's wealth. It was about protecting their entire way of life. We need to warn the other villages, Kwame said. And we need to gather evidence to expose Oluo and his network. Abeni, Fa, and Kwame returned to Adaku with renewed determination. They called another meeting with the elders and shared what they had learned. The elders decided to form a coalition with neighboring villages to counter Oluo's threat. Over the next few months, Abeni and her allies worked tirelessly to gather evidence, rally support, and prepare for the inevitable confrontation. They held secret meetings, trained villagers in self-defense, and fortified their communities. The day of reckoning arrived sooner than expected. Oluo's men, sensing the rising resistance, launched a series of attacks on the coalition villages. But Abeni and her allies were prepared. They fought back with a ferocity born of desperation and determination. In the midst of the chaos, Abeni confronted Oluo himself. He was a tall, imposing man with a cold, calculating gaze. "Why are you doing this?" Abeni demanded. "What do you gain from destroying innocent lives?" Oluo sneered. "Power and control, Abeni. Something you should understand. You've amassed wealth, but true power lies in domination." Abeni felt a surge of anger. "You're wrong. True power comes from unity and integrity. Your reign of terror ends now." With the support of her allies, Abeni managed to outmaneuver Oluo. The evidence they had gathered exposed his crimes, and the coalition forces overpowered his men. Oluo was captured and brought to justice, his network dismantled. The village of Adaku and its allies celebrated their hard-won victory. Abeni, though exhausted, felt a profound sense of relief and pride. She had not only protected her legacy but had also forged stronger bonds with her neighbors. As the dust settled, Abeni knew that while this chapter had closed, their vigilance must never waver. There would always be those who sought to exploit and betray. But with loyal friends and a united community, they could face any challenge. Abeni stood at the threshold of her home, looking out at the village she loved. Her journey had been fraught with danger and heartache, but it had also revealed the true strength of her spirit and the power of unity. And so, Abeni's story continued, her legacy enduring not just in wealth, but in the hearts and minds of those she had inspired. The wealthy widow who had faked her death to uncover betrayal had found something far more valuable: the unwavering loyalty of true friends and the strength of a united community.
Thanks for watching. For more content, subscribe to our channel, like, share, and comment on this video.